Hello everyone, welcome to our Timeless Oracle reading. Our oracle card for today belongs to the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle by Kelly T. Smith. The title of our oracle card for today is Automatic Negative Thoughts. I'd like to invite you to imagine a glass of clear water. Now, imagine that a dropper filled with black ink is placed on top of this clear glass of water, and a small drop of the black ink is allowed to fall into the clear water. Try to see how this black ink would slowly scatter towards the whole clear water, and sooner or later the clear water becomes darker in color. The darkness of the ink scatters throughout the water. It makes me think also of a drop of water in a pond, in a very still pond. When you drop it in a very still pond, it creates concentric rings that spread up to the peripheries of the pond. A small drop of dark ink can influence the whole water, or the whole glass of water, or the whole pond. Now, when you look at it, somehow the message of the card is that for us today. That is the message of the card for us today. Even just the slightest negative thought can trigger other negative thoughts to develop in us, and it can affect the whole day. One negative situation that triggers a negative energy in us can affect the whole day and make us lose that positive outlook in life. So oftentimes it's just like a drop of negative thought can already ruin the whole day. Okay, it's like that. But at the same time, for example, this same glass of water which just received a drop of a black ink, if it receives 5 drops of white color or white pigmentation, it will somehow dominate also the whole glass of water. These white drops, 5 white drops, would mix with the black filled water, or water that was filled with the black ink, and somehow there will be a dance or an interplay between the positive and the negative. So in a certain sense, even if you are already in a situation where a negative thought has entered your life, if you try to include into it positive thoughts, for example, you try to see the light in the darkness, you try to see the positive things in a difficult situation, when you see the silver lining in the dark clouds, then somehow it changes also the energy, and sooner or later your point of view becomes more positive. So what we entertain in our mind affects our life, our present moment, and affects also the whole day. When we think of positive things, then positive things also come our way. When we think of the light, the positive things in the situation, sooner or later we start to feel positive. When we think of negative things, sooner or later the negative energy also brings more negative thoughts to us. So we need to be careful to guard our senses, to be aware when negative thoughts comes. We don't try to dwell with it. We don't try to dwell on it too much. We try to see also the positive aspects of the situation. When we are able to interplay the positive and the negative, and try to concentrate on the positive will slowly grow, and sooner or later we'll start to feel better. Now, this is just one aspect regarding automatic negative thoughts. Let us try to read from the handbook and try to see what other insights we can gain from the handbook regarding automatic negative thoughts. You are learning to take charge of the thoughts you choose to give life to. Do you feel overwhelmed by automatic negative thoughts? You may find that as soon as you focus on something that makes you feel bad, additional negative thoughts come swarming in. They come out of nowhere and you find yourself wondering, whose thoughts are these? What you focus on in the form of thoughts will begin to multiply. So, if you find yourself focusing on an uncomfortable situation, you will find that similar thoughts will start to take shape. If you give energy to those thoughts, they can eventually overwhelm you. That is the nature of the human mind. The key is to understand that we have thousands of thoughts flooding our minds on a daily basis, which means that they are not only difficult to keep track of, but likely to change. This card suggests that you may be feeding the wrong thoughts. If you find yourself consumed by negative thoughts, try not to take them so seriously. Purposely think about something that makes you feel better, as the thoughts that shape your reality are the ones that you give energy to. Begin to purposely direct energy to life-giving thoughts, thoughts that make you feel good, and let go of the ones that do not. Negative thoughts are a part of the human experience, but you decide whether or not they are in charge. The thoughts that matter are the ones that you choose to give life to. Intuitive life coaching questions. What thoughts do you give life to that are causing you to feel overwhelmed? Are you stuck in a loop of negativity? How can you neutralize these thoughts? What life-giving thoughts can you focus on instead? Well, that's it for today. So it reminds us to guard our thoughts, to try to give life more to positive things rather than to give life to negative things. We can always learn from these negative things. So when we encounter the negative things, we can always ask, what can I benefit from this one? Okay. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for continually subscribing and continually allowing it to grow. I hope to see you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.